Control on PC. Wow, that's a very high frame rate. This is a test of my Radeon 550. It is an entry-level video card. Costs about $80 on sale. Got my quad-core i5. I think these are 3 gigahertz processors. I don't know, but it's 4 cores here, or at least 4 threads. But I want to say it's 4 cores on this thing. I played this game a few minutes ago without commentary. It actually seems to run extremely well. Of course, I'm playing at VGA resolutions. I turned everything down to, like, everything is low. We'll crank it up if we have to once we confirm that we have a little bit of headroom. Let me turn off the motion blur for now. Once we confirm we have enough headroom, then we'll start cranking up the settings a little bit. We're going to stick to a 600p resolution for now. Now, let me see what my TV is set for. 800 by 600. So I'm probably recording at 600 fp. I'm probably recording at 600p as well. We'll be fine. This is just a test. This game was obtained from the Epic Game Store. It was free, I want to say, back in 2021. I'm finally getting around to playing it. This game obviously is not running on any of my budget laptops. My $300 budget laptops are not going to run this game, as one would expect. But I want to say I own this game on PS4 or Xbox One. I forget. I have videos on this channel of me playing the Xbox One version when it launched. Again, that's the disc-only installation, no patches. But this is the Epic Game Store version. I'm running it without the Epic Game Store launcher because it's not cooperating right now. There's some nonsense going on where it's like it won't let me run my games offline unless I log in. I'm not in the mood for that right now, but I'm able to run this game. I tried running Shadow of the Tomb Raider earlier. That was going to be my nuclear test. I wanted to see if I can get this Windows 7 PC to run Shadow of the Tomb Raider, and it won't load. It loads, but I get a black screen. So I mean, I might download the demo sometime in the future. Steam had a free demo of that game. That's a very, very, very heavy game. I was not able to find my Wolfenstein 2 demo. I probably had it on another hard drive. I have like 10 hard drives here. Don't get me started. So it's probably there somewhere. But what was that other game? Wolfenstein 2, I need to test. There's a free demo on Steam. Doom Eternal doesn't have a demo to my knowledge, but the original Doom 2016 does. And there's one other game I was thinking of. Yeah, but Shadow of the Tomb Raider and Wolfenstein 2 are the heaviest free demos I'm aware of. I have a Resident Evil 6 benchmark test, but that's really old. It'll probably do just fine. Apparently, it wasn't really that stable a game in the first place, but it was a fun little benchmark to just throw in your PC to see if you can get, 60 frames a second at a decent resolution with all the details turned up. Final Fantasy 15 had a downloadable demo that wasn't on Steam, but I want to say it was on the Square Enix website. But that demo was really heavy too. I have the PS4 version, so it is what it is. By the way, I bought a $50 capture device called the J5 Create. It captures in stereo at 60 frames a second, so I'm going to bring that out for my other consoles a bit later. I might bring it out for this laptop later, for this computer later. But I'm going to test that. I'm doing some laptop capture testing when the weather gets really hot. So the frame rate's not 60, but I want to say it's in the high 40s. So I think that's doable. And if I want to lower the rendering resolution, I want to say I can. We'll do that later. Like I said, right now it's at a super VGA resolution. Heck, if you could... This game probably runs deep. If I wanted to lower it to VGA resolutions, I'm able to get triple-digit frame rates, one hopes. I mean, this is a game where you probably just want to run at 60 if you can. No ray tracing, of course. But of course, the console versions run at 30 most of the time, so I mean, it is what it is. Wasn't there some thing going on where people had to pay to get the enhanced PS5 Xbox Series version? Yeah, might want the motion blur. Like I said, I'm just testing performance. But so far, it's completely playable. So, I mean, once we get to a firefight, we'll see how it goes. How do I crouch? Well, the game's not going to tell me how to crouch, is it? Guess it'll tell me at some point. Actually, yes, I'm not supposed to be able to crouch. It's just a blind. This is just blinds. Yeah, so the frame rate's not 60, but it's above 30. I mean, is there a frame rate limiter? Because I want to say I limited the frame rate to 60. Yes, the rendering resolution. Turned off the SSA. I'll probably have to turn on the motion blur. We'll see it. Let's turn on the motion blur, see how we do. They're not implying that it improves. They're not implying that it requires... They're not saying it hurts performance. Yeah, this required... I don't know why this was turned on. I had the low settings turned on, and they had this activated. I'm like, that's going to kill my performance, dude. Or at least it's going to hurt it. No DLSS, obviously. No ray tracing. Don't even think about it. You want this game to run at 5 frames a second. Sure, turn on the non-existent ray tracing on this video card. This video card exists because I want to see if there's a low-profile, a slender, low-profile, single-slot card that fits into a very tiny space that'll give me at least PS4 performance. Or in this case, better than PS4 performance because I'm lowering the frame rate significantly. I mean, I don't have a lot of PS4 games to compare it to be honest. I have Prey. I have the demo for Prey. Did I miss something? I thought I turned on the motion blur. Still seems kind of jerky. Probably need to turn on the VSync. Let's turn on the... I might have to just turn on the VSync. Like I said, I just wanted to see how the performance was. We'll turn the VSync off if we have to. Let's do a quick check. VSync is turned on. We're fine. So we got the VSync and the motion blur. That's better. Yeah, it's better. So that gets rid of the jerkiness. Of course, that also might lock us to 30 frames a second, so I mean, it is what it is. Okay. That was just another test. We got about 7 more minutes to finish this testing up. I think my resolution's limited to 600p on the capture device. I saw that hitch. Can't fool me. Can't use my gun yet, by the way.
Hey, excuse me.
I might need to turn on if this AMD video card may have a half-rate adaptive VSync feature, which I believe is, regardless of what the game's frame rate limiter is, I want to say AMD will just cut off any frame rate over 30 to kind of keep it steady. I forget how it works. It's like a thing apparently where the driver is the one setting the frame rate, not the game. Because some games have mediocre frame rate limiters, apparently. But if they can lock everything down to 30, that might improve stability. Keeps the frame rate from jerking around. No, less consistent image delivery. It's like basically you're always getting like 30 images a second, no matter what. It doesn't jostle. The image delivery time? What do you call that? There's some value, I forget. It's like every 16 milliseconds there's a new image, no matter what. Like every 33 milliseconds there's a new image, something like that. It never varies, it never wavers, so it's consistent. Like a movie would be, or a regular TV show. Persistence of the image delivery speed. So if your frame rate's high and it never drops, that's good. Like if your frame rate's at a consistent level, apparently that's better than having a frame rate that just wobbles all over the place. I don't anticipate this video card supports FreeSync, With it's an AMD card, so it's FreeSync. But I do not anticipate buying a FreeSync monitor anytime soon. Although if I can get one for like $80, I might think about it. But I don't really have that. I don't have that much hardware that would make use out of it. It could be nice if I can play games at a stable 50 frames a second if I can help it. Because that means I might be able to it's easier for me to maintain 50 frames a second than to maintain 60 frames a second. Like how that, what is it? Like that Steam, you know how that Steam, what do you call it? That Steam Deck lets you adjust the refresh rate to 50 frames a second. So if you can lock a game to 50, instead of trying to you'll save on battery life too if you do that. So if you can lock a game to 50 frames a second, then yeah, I mean, that's great. Because then you'll probably save a little bit of battery life. And you get stable performance and the reduced input lag. But, okay, I see that I see the frame rate kind of dipping there, but whatever. It's probably loading a new area. I'm playing with a solid state drive, in case you're wondering, so that helps a bit. So I guess I can keep this game on the... I might have to remove some of my games from the hard drive, because I'm running out of space now. I can't even install NBA 2K because it's 100 gigabytes for a freaking basketball game. Meanwhile, I have NBA Showdown, the Genesis, which is probably half a megabyte. I think it's like an 8. I think it's like a 6. It's like a single megabyte for that entire game. Of course, it sucks, but that's another issue entirely. Yeah, it's no frames of animation. I'm going the wrong way. Isn't there supposed to be a map in this game? There we go. I'm tracking that. Isn't there supposed to be a map in this game? I'm going to have to turn off the recording in a second. Yeah, is there a elevator I can go into? This game is one big maze anyway. Lighting effects are good. Maybe it's that Alan Wake effect. Gosh darn it. Okay, let's just reset things. Give me a second. OPQPO. You get the idea.